திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். புழியர்கோன் வெப்பொழித்த புகழியர்கோன் கடல் போற்றி, ஆழிமிசை கல்முதப்பில் அணைந்த பிரான் அடி போற்றி, வாழி திருநாவலூர் வன்றொண்டர் பதம் போற்றி, ஊழிமலி திருவாத ஊரர் திருத்தாள் போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். So today we are continuing our discussion of Thirunavukkarasar Thevaram 4.1. This is his very first padigam, and last time we had met, we had seen up to verse number 3. So today we are going to continue from verse number 4. And Chakravarti, you can read with me.
Yeah.
Munnam aḍiyēn.
Munnam aḍiyēn.
aṟiyāmaiyināl.
aṟiyāmaiyināl.
munindu ennai.
munindu ennai.
nalindu muḍakki ida.
nalindu muḍakki ida.
pinnai aḍiyēn.
pinnai aḍiyēn.
உமக்கு ஆளும் பட்டேன்.
உமக்கு ஆளும் பட்டேன்.
சுடுகின்றது சூலை.
சுடுகின்றது சூலை.
தவிர்த்தருளீர்.
தவிர்த்தருளீர்.
தன்னை அடைந்தார்.
தன்னை அடைந்தார்.
வினை தீர்ப்பது.
வினை தீர்ப்பது.
அன்றோ.
அன்றோ.
தலை ஆயவர்தம்.
தலை ஆயவர்தம்.
கடன் ஆவதுதான்.
கடன் ஆவதுதான்.
அன்ன நடையார்.
அன்ன நடையார்.
அதிகை கெடில.
அதிகை கெடிகல.
வீரட்டானத்து.
வீரட்டானத்து.
உரை அம்மானே.
உரை அம்மானே.
So, as mentioned in the last session, in this padigam, in every song, Thirunavukkarasar is describing the fact that he is suffering from very severe Sulai illness. He is debilitating pain, and he is pleading for relief from that pain. And in every song, he is describing Shiva's attributes, glory, and then states his pain and begs for relief. So that's what is there in this fourth song too. So in this fourth song, he is describing several things. One is that, why he got this Sulai illness. He says that, because of my foolishness, you became angry and you gave me this illness. Now I am your servant. Please get rid of this illness. You are the Lord of everyone, and I have surrendered to you. And it is a duty of a master to take care of his slaves, and you should take care of my problem, O Lord in Thiruvadhigai Veerattanam. That's the gist of this fourth song. Now we look at the phrases. Munnam aḍiyēn aṟiyāmaiyināl munindu. Aḍiyēn, this will come in many songs. Aḍiyēn means your servant, I. Okay? Nan is a normal Tamil word which means I. But when you want to state that you, the servant, right? I, the servant, then the word to use is I, aḍiyēn. So aḍiyēn is your servant I. Munnam. Munnam is previously, before. Mun, munbu, munnar, munnam. Mun means previously, before. Munnam aḍiyēn aṟiyāmaiyināl. Aṛiyāmai. Arizal is to know. Aṛiyāmai is ignorance. Aṛiyāmaiyināl is due to my ignorance. Munnam aḍiyēn aṛiyāmaiyināl. Because of my ignorance previously. Munindu. Munindu means, muni is to show anger, to become angry. So, munnam aḍiyēn aṟiyāmaiyināl munindu. You became unhappy with me because of my ignorance previously, right? So, with this he is referring to the many decades that Thirunavukkarasar spent as a Jain monk. And as a Jain monk, he never worshipped Shiva. In fact, he was disparaging Shiva and Shiva devotees. He was disparaging wearing of the holy ash. He was basically disparaging the Vedas, everything, right? As a Jain, he was doing all that. And now that Thirunavukkarasar has seen the truth, he feels bad about his past misdeeds. So he says, because of my ignorance in the past, you got unhappy with me. Munindu, you became angry with me. Because of that, ennai nalindu muḍakki. So you gave me this debilitating illness. Ennai is to me, nalindu is causing suffering, muḍakkadal is to debilitate, disabling. So the Sulai disease, you have seen that word, nalidal, muḍakkadal, we have seen in the previous verses too. So the Sulai disease is something that is highly painful and that is debilitating. So that disease you gave me, and you gave me that because you became unhappy with me, because I was ignorant in the past. So because of my foolishness in the past, aṟiyāmaiyināl is ignorance or foolishness, you can take it either way. So because of my past foolishness, you became unhappy with me and you gave me this disease, right? So Shiva as a god, he does not have a, he is beyond desire and dislike. So he doesn't dislike anybody, but it is our way of saying, that God became angry with us. It is our karma that comes back and bites us, but the Lord is the one who gives the fruit of that karma to us. So that's how we have to see it, but figuratively he's saying Shiva became angry with him. So, munnam aḍiyēn aṟiyāmaiyināl munindu ennai nalindu muḍakki. That was the past, till yesterday. Now, what is the situation today? Pinnai aḍiyēn umakku ālum pattēn. Pinnai is afterwards. Mun is before, pin is after. That means, after that, after you gave me this disease, after I became ill, now, aḍiyēn, I, umakku, to you, ālum pattēn. All is to become a servant, to become a slave. Padhigam is, all padhigam is to become a servant or to become a slave. So, ālum pattēn means I became your servant. So, pinnai aḍiyēn umakku ālum pattēn. Now, I have become your devotee. Now I have become your slave. Now I have become your servant. Okay, that is today's. Till yesterday I was that way, but today I am totally reformed. I have totally changed. I have discarded all those past, and now I have become your slave. Suduginrathu Sulai, this Sulai illness is burning me. It's burning inside. And tavirtharuli. Tavirtharuli means please get rid of this. Tavirthal is to remove. Arulthal is always applied to any action of the God. Arulthal is to bestow grace, to show mercy, and all actions of the Lord, that Arulthal is attached with all the verbs usually. So Ezhundaruluthal, Kodutharuluthal, Thandaruluthal, Tavirtharuluthal, like that. So the key verb is tavirthal. Tavirthal is to remove. Tavirtharuluthal means you are, please get rid of this. Suduginrathu Sulai, tavirtharuluthal. This Sulai is burning me, please get rid of that for me. Then in the third line, he gives a very important statement. So far he has been praying for relief. Now he is gently reminding Shiva as to what his duty is. தன்னை அடைந்தார் வினை தீர்ப்பது அன்றோ தலை ஆயவர்தம் கடன் ஆவதுதான். Talai means head. That means chief or a master. So Talai stands for head. And it has all the connotations of that. The word head means, head of the department, head of the country, head of the state. We have that, right? Like that head is the leader. So Talai Ayavardam, one who is the master. Kadan. Kadan is duty or a responsibility. You can simply take it as duty. Kadan in common Tamil, today it means a loan. Okay, Kadan Vangaradi means to get a loan. But in old Tamil, the word Kadan means duty. Thalai Ayavardam Kadan, the duty of the master is saying. What is the duty of the master? Thannai Adaindar Vinay Tirpadandro. Thannai Adaindar means those who have surrendered to the master. Right? Those who have taken refuge at the Lord's feet. Your feet, right? That Thannai Adaindar. To those devotees. Vinay Tirpad. Vinay is karma. Tirpad is to get rid of. Andro means is it not? So, Thannai Adaindar Vinay Tirpad Andro, Thalai Ayavardam Kadan Avadhudan. So, if you have to say it in English as sentence, is it not the duty of the master to get rid of the karma of the devotees? That is the meaning of the third line. So, in the third line, Thirunavukkarasar is stating, O Shiva, as a master, as the Lord, it is your duty to protect your devotees and get rid of their karma. So, you have to save me and get rid of this swelly disease for me. And he is addressing all this to the Lord of Thiruvadhigai Veerattanam temple. That comes in the fourth line always. Anna Nadayar Adigai Kadila Veerattanathu Urai Ammane. Annam means swan. The bird, the water bird swan, Annam. Nada is gate. The way the women walk, right? The gait of the women. In poetry, they describe the women with the different attributes. They describe their hair, they describe their eyes, they describe their eyebrows, they describe their face, their lips, their teeth, their waist, their breasts, their shoulders, arms. So like that, one of the attributes that they use in poetry is describing the walk of the women. The women who have a gentle walk, and that walk is always compared with two things. One of them is like a female elephant. The female elephant's walk is supposed to be very beautiful. And similarly, the swan, its walk is also supposed to be very nice. So in poetry, they describe the women's walk as gait like a swan, gait like a female elephant. So Anna Nadai means swan-like gait. Anna Nadayar means those with swan-like gait. That means the women of such walk, such gait. So basically that nice young women who are coming to worship the Swami in the Adigai temple. That's what he is describing. Anna Nadayar, such women who are worshipping in Adigai Kedila Veerattanathurai Ammane. In the Adigai town, on the banks of Kedilam river, Veerattanam, in the Veerattanam temple, Urai, dwelling, Ammane, O Lord. So the last line, O Shiva, dwelling in Veerattanam temple, in the town of Adigai, that is on the banks of Kedila river, where a lot of beautiful women live and worship. So the whole fourth song is, O Lord of Thiruvadhigai Veerattanam, it is the duty of the master to take care of their slaves. So you should get rid of my karma and you should get rid of my Sulai disease, which is a result of my past karma, which I did because of my ignorance. But now I am your slave, you are my master, so you should get rid of this pain for me. That's the fourth song's direct meaning. So you can read the whole verse again, Chakravarti.
Sure. Munnam, aḍiyēn,
aṟiyāmaiyināl.
aṟiyāmaiyināl.
Let me repeat. aṟiyāmaiyināl.
aṟiyāmaiyināl. munindu, ennai, nalindu, muḍakki ida, pinnai, aḍiyēn, umakku, āளும் பட்டேன், சுடுகின்றது சூளை, தவிர்த்துருளீர், தன்னை அடைந்தார் வினை தீர்ப்பது அன்றோ, தலை அயர்வதும் கடன் அவதுதான், நடையார் பதிகை கெடில வீரட்டானத்து உரை அம்மானே.
Good. So now we move to the next song, number 5. Madhuri, you can repeat with me.
Okay.
காத்து ஆள்பவர், காவல், இகழ்ந்தமையால், கரை நின்றவர், கண்டுகொள், என்று சொல்லி, நீத்தாய, கயம்புக, நூக்கியிட, நிலைகொள்ளும், வழித்துறை, ஒன்று அறியேன், வார்த்தை, இது ஒப்பது, கேட்டு அறியேன், வயிற்றோடு, துடக்கி முடக்கியிட, ஆர்த்தார், புனலார், அதிகை கெடில, வீரட்டானத்து, உரை அம்மானே. Good. So in this fifth song, it's a very poetic song. It's a very nice way of describing what happened and how we got into this trouble. So again, he is simply saying, how we got into this trouble, how we strayed from the right path, and now that, he has got to come back, implicitly he is saying, please get rid of this pain. Because it's a padigam, in the fifth song, he doesn't explicitly say, get rid of my pain. But he has already talked about that in the first 4 songs. So that request is automatically, implicitly there with the fifth song. So he is giving a sort of an analogy, right? I don't know, it's a figure of speech in poetry, where he doesn't directly say something, but he gives, he tells a parable or whatever, like a parallel story, and you can infer what he is trying to communicate. Like that, he is giving a scene, right? There is this huge lake, and on the bank of the lake, there are some guards who are posted there. Hey, this is not safe to swim here. That kind of a thing. Okay? And some fool comes along and looks at this lake and says, oh, it looks like a nice lake. And then the guards say, no, this is, don't get here, it's dangerous. But this fool ignores them. And there are a couple of other fellows nearby. They say, hey, jump in and see, it's not that deep. Jump in, you will enjoy it. So the others, motivate him and goad him to jump. So he jumps into the lake. Now he jumps into the lake. Now it is too deep. He is not that capable of swimming, let's say. Okay, it's too deep. So he doesn't know how to escape this. He's suffering. He's struggling there. And that is what he is describing as what happened to him in the past. That his sister and others, right? His sister primarily told him, don't do this, when he was young. But he ignored them. And listening to some other people, he thought that Jainism is the best religion. So he joined the Jainism and became a Jain. And he got deeply involved in that. And because of that, he got into this trouble. Now he doesn't know how to escape this suffering that he is having because of that. So he is praying for relief. Now we can look at the words and understand what those words mean. Kaathu aalbavar kaaval igazhndamaiyāl. Okay. There is a word here in the second line, kayam. Kayam is big water body. Kayam can mean river, kayam can mean lake, kayam can mean, huge water body. So, Kaathu aalbavar, Kaval igazhndamaiyāl. Kaval is guards. Kaathu aalbavar is those who are safeguarding, those who are protecting, those guards. So, Kaathal is to verb, Kaathu aalbavar is those who are the custodians or guardians. Their Kaval is their protection, their advice, their words. Kaathu aalbavar Kaval igazhndamaiyāl. Igazhal is to disregard. Now, igazhal can also mean to speak disparaging words. That's also there. But here, the word igazhal means to disregard, to ignore. Right? So, there are guards, custodians, who are telling, don't do this. But I, as a fool, disregarded their advice, disregarded their guidance. Then what happened? Karai nindravar. Karai is banks, like a bank of a river, bank of a lake, shore of a sea, etc. Karai nindravar, those who are standing on the banks of this big lake or this big water body, what did they say? Kandugol endru solli. Kandugol means see for yourself. Kanadal is to see. Kandugol is see for yourself. That's kol is a verb that gets attached to other verbs to mean you find for yourself. Saparthu kol, kettu kol means you listen, you see, that kind of thing. Kandugol is you can find out for yourself, you can see it yourself. Kandugol endru solli, thus saying. Endru solli is thus saying, thus telling. So there are some people on the bank who said, hey, find out for yourself, you will like it. Thus saying, Nitaya kayam puga nukkida. Kayam is water body, puga is to inside, enter, nukkudal is to push. They pushed into this deep lake. And how do we know it is a deep lake? The first qualifier says, Nitaya kayam puga. Nitaya means this is deep enough that you have to swim. Nindal is to swim. So, Nitaya kayam puga. Nitaya, so that kind of a deep lake. On that they pushed. Now I am in the deep lake. I have jumped into this deep lake. I have been pushed into this deep lake. Now what is my situation? I thought I could just walk around and in a shallow lake, so I can just like we wade into the water in the beach, right? Like that. I thought I will enjoy, but now I am in deep waters. I don't know what to do. நிலைக்கொள்ளும் வழித்துறை ஒன்று அறியேன். நிலைக்கொள்ளுதல் means to be in a safe place. To be வழித்துறை is path or a margam. Vadi is also that. So Thurai is usually when we talk of a river or a tank, we talk of a Thurai. Thurai is where we have steps where you can enter the water and bathe or fill your pitcher with water, etc. Right? Where people can access the water. So Thurai is that word. And in fact, that's why many temples are called Thurai. Means that is a path to the Lord. So we have, if you go to Tamil Nadu, Tamil-speaking region, you will find a lot of temples that are called Thurai. Sotru Thurai, Kurangadu Thurai, Alandurai. That kind of many names you will find Thurai. So, நிலைக்கொள்ளும் வழித்துறை ஒன்று அறியேன். ஒன்று அறியேன். Ariyen means I don't know. ஒன்று அறியேன் means no, none of them, nothing, no way. So, நிலைக்கொள்ளும் வழித்துறை ஒன்று அறியேன். I don't know of any way by which I can escape this suffering. When you are in deep water and you can't swim and, that kind of a situation, he is struggling. That's what he is describing in the first two lines. So he is describing basically the deep lake, that is a dangerous lake, that is Jainism, and the Kaathalbavar Kaval, the sister's protective guidance, says don't do this. Igandamayal, I disregarded that advice. Karai Nindravar, the other people, they said, hey, this is a good place, man, go enjoy. They said that, and listening to them, being pushed by them, I jumped into this dangerous lake called Jainism. Now I am struggling. I did not know how to escape that. Then what happened? Vartai idu oppadu kettariyēn. Vartai is word. Idu oppadu means like this. Idu is this. Oppadu is like. Kettu ariyen, I have never heard before. So, Vartai idu oppadu kettu ariyen means I have never heard words like this before. What are those never heard words like this before? We have to understand that the fact that Shiva will take care of your problems. He will save you. That word that his sister told him, Upadesam, that the sister gave him that morning. He had never heard such a word before. Also the sister gave him Upadesam, right? She uttered the Namashivaya Mantram, holy Panchaksharam. She uttered the Panchaksharam and gave him holy ash to apply and told him that, you apply this and, Shiva will take care of you, your karma will be gone, you will be fine. Whatever. She gave him consoling words and she told him the path. She showed him the right path. That kind of words I have never heard before when I was a Jain. That's what we have to infer. Vartai idu oppadu kettu. I have never heard words like this before. Now what happened? Because I listened to the Jains, I jumped into this, I am in trouble, right? So, what did the Jainism do, or what did the Jains do? They did things that led to my incurring this deadly disease. Vaitrodu tudakki muḍakki ida arthar. Arthal has many meanings. One meaning is to tie, one meaning is to shout, right? So arthar means they tied or they shouted. What? Vaitrodu tudakki muḍakki ida. They shouted or they caused this they tied me in such a way that led to my suffering this Sulai disease. Vaitrodu Tudakki Muḍakki Ida. With, we have seen the Tudakkadal is to tie, Mudakkadal is to disable or to debilitate. So this Sulai disease is tying up my stomach into knots, and it has debilitated me, and causing this, they roared. They caused this trouble. They tied me to this disease. That way we can interpret that Arthar. So then he is saying, Punalar Adhigai Kadile Veeraṭṭānathurai Ammane. Punal is water, R means that is flowing through. Plenty of water. So Punalar Adhigai Kadilam. The Kadilam river with a lot of water flowing, that Kadilam river, on the bank of that Kadilam river is Adhigai town. In the Adhigai town is the Veerattanam temple, and in that Veerattanam temple, Shiva is dwelling. So he is putting the phrase, O Shiva, dwelling in the Veerattanam temple, in Thiruvadhigai town, on the banks of Kadilam river with plenty of water. So that is the phrase, Punalar Adhigai Kadile Veerattanathurai Ammane. So, O Lord, in Thiruvadhigai Veerattanam temple, please, now I have become your slave, I have become your servant, please get rid of this Sulai disease. That we can infer from the previous verses. But in this song he is saying, it was my foolishness, I ignored the guardian's advice, and others motivated me and pushed me into this impossible, dangerous lake, and I am struggling now. Please save me. So I can read the whole verse again, Madhuri.
காத்து ஆள்பவர் காவல் இகழ்ந்தி மையால் கரை நின்றவன் கண்டுகொள் என்று சொல்லி நீத்தாய கயம் புகநூக்கியிட நிலை கொள்ளும் வழித்துறை ஒன்று அரியேன் வார்த்தை இது ஒப்பது கேட்டு அரியேன் வயிற்றோடு துடக்கி முடக்கி இட ஆர்த்தார் புனல் ஆர் அதிகை கெடில வீரட்டானத்து உரை அம்மானே.
Good. So what I'm thinking is that we can probably stop here for today's discussion and discuss any questions, comments you have on these two verses we have seen today. And then if you are interested, we can listen to the padigam by Odhuvar, and then in the next session we can continue with the remaining songs of this padigam. So any comments on these two songs that we have seen today? Okay, if not, we can stop our discussion here for today. Tiruchitrambalam.